The pain of the tragedy in Charleston, South Carolina is being felt right here in Ocala's Mount Zion A.M.E Church. Their senior pastor's direct relative was one of the victims killed.
It tore my heart apart. I'm a pastor, but I'm also human, and I was devastated.
She says her cousin, Pastor Clementa Pinckney, was one of 9 people killed in a shooting at the church this week.
I know that knowing the person that he was, that he would have wanted everyone to be protected at that particular time. But because of the circumstance, what happened, I'm sure that if anybody had to take the fall, he would have taken the first hit for everyone there. And that's the kind of person he was.
Murdaugh grew up in Ridgeland, not terribly far from Charleston. She fondly remembers surprising Pinckney with a visit one Sunday in South Carolina a couple years ago.
He had the oldest church in South Carolina, and I was, pastoring the oldest church in the city of Ocala. So we had that as a blessing to both of us, and to be able to be a blessing to God's people at the same time.
Murdaugh says she also knows some of the other members that were victims.
One was a classmate, and also one was a pastor that retired. And
police have charged Dylan Roof with 9 counts of murder in the wake of the shootings. Today, some of the victims' families say they forgive the shooter.
I think it's a beautiful thing in the sight of God, because we have to trust him.
Roof, she'd say,
in such a young life, there was so much hope for you, and you took lives that did not belong to you.
This evening, dozens of people gathered at the church for a prayer vigil for the victims. There was a heavy security presence. One guard appeared to be armed. In the midst of this tragedy, Murdaugh is able to find forgiveness toward the man accused of murdering her family member.
I do forgive him. And the reason, in the word it says we must forgive our brothers and sisters. I don't harbor hatred in my heart, because if I did, I can't do what I'm doing. But it is a process. And even the family, including myself, we have to process this. And I think we're going to process it through the strength and the love of Christ.
And the Reverend Dr. Murdaugh tells me she will be making the trip to Charleston, South Carolina soon. In Ocala, David Williams, Fox 35 News.